There are a lot of object shows online, and they aren't immune to criticism. If you're making an object show, you probably want to avoid making it bad. So, what makes an object show bad? Someone on TikTok asked what instantly makes an object show bad, and there are a lot of comments, so I'll categorize them into specific areas and then give my thoughts on it. Number 1. Angst slop. In the Urban Dictionary, angst slop is a derogatory term for creative works that use trauma, suffering, or emotional distress purely for shock value without thematic direction, character development, or narrative purpose. For example, let's say some 14-year-old watches HFJ1 and thinks, oh, that's a cool show, and has angst, and the person thinks, I want to make my object show deep and angsty. However, if trying to do this with a lack of writing knowledge, then you get angst slop. To put it simply, the object show is full of angst without any actual purpose other than to feel deep. I get why people would not want to see this in a show, though this term does get misused. The viewer should have a reason to care for your character's backstory other than to just feel deep and sad. The narrative should be driven, and if not that, then it should actually contribute to a character's development other than to just be there. You can have angst in your show, but try to write it in a way that actually drives the story or the character. Number 2. Chaotic host / 4 copy. Think about pre-split BFB 4, or perhaps Animatic from Animatic Battle. Now imagine if a lot of object shows had a host just like these two, chaotic. It's gonna get old if there are no changes. There should be a variation. The host in a modern object show should not be chaotic just to be a copy and paste of 4 or Animatic, but there should be a reason behind it. Is it driven by something hidden? Is it simply a mask that the host is wearing to cover up the host's true intentions? You can make a chaotic host, but give a reason behind it. It doesn't have to be some extremely well-written masterpiece of a reason, but there should be an understandable reason rather than being a 4 copy. Number 3. Extremely large cast of characters. This is pretty self-explanatory, having too many characters in your object show. This can definitely mess up an object show. Pre-split BFB had 64 contestants. 64! You would need a lot of episodes if you wanted to properly develop 64 contestants. If you don't make many episodes, if those episodes also happen to be short, then your characters will be underdeveloped, making it harder for viewers to have an attachment to your characters. This doesn't mean that you have to make the viewer unhealthily obsessed with your characters, but give them a reason to care about your characters. Number 4. Fan service plus too much focus on chips. When I say fan service in this context, I mean when creators add things into the object show simply because the fans want it, even if it isn't necessary. I am grouping this with too much focus on chips because I feel that my points are similar when talking about these two. If the fan service becomes intense to the point where the show mostly focuses on chips, then that is a problem. If it is meant to be a romantic story, then go ahead, but if it's a competition, then it's really unnecessary. Romance should not feel forced in media, regardless if it's an object show or not. It should not be there simply to make the fans happy. Before I move on to the next point, I am not saying that a creator should anger their fans. If what the fans like makes sense and doesn't feel forced, the creator can choose to add it to their show. Number 5. Favoritism. In this case, favoritism refers to when a creator decides to unfairly prioritize a certain character or characters over the others. I am aware that the concept of a main character exists, and main characters aren't bad, but other characters should still have a chance to develop throughout the series. I guess it could depend for some people. If a creator likes a character that you also like, then it's good for you. But if you're not in that situation, then it's not so good. Generally, favoritism isn't a good thing. All of the characters deserve a chance to develop in the series. But what do you think? Are these valid criticisms, or do you feel that there are better ones? That's all for this video, though. Bye, and have a good day.